You got it? Nice. Good job, Steve.
Set up this front and back. You too.
Cool. Thank you.
We got a 40-year-old.
Once you were and then we were shopping.
You knew it. Yes, we didn't need it that.
All right.
Yeah, we thought.
Everybody's gonna sit in the back and to the side. There's like nobody here.
Are you running the meeting?
Yeah.
Is everybody?
Everybody's gone.
Yeah, that's.
It'll be a short one. I think this is the extent of our meeting, probably. I bet.
Are we giving away?
Oh, I think Sandy's using those for examples.
Yeah.
Her and Shelby said she was coming though, so
No, Shelby's talking.
we might have a couple minutes.
The home fire was built.
He's making me get up at Step Fitness at 6:15 in the morning.
But it's all actually.
Good.
Like, I mean, I get up and
I was gonna say, you
exercise
usually get
every
up.
day,
I know, I've seen you there.
but
So it's
not that early.
It's not.
Like I'm up, but I'm not at the gym. at 15. So
What time do you usually get there? I haven't been there in a while.
between 7 and 8. Yeah, I gotta be done by
Well, I guess we get kicked off some point. What's new, Todd? What's new?
You know, loans are a massive challenge. Now, non-challenges have been, you know.
I'm just listening.
People who have a property be a little less challenging, a lot of them have already, which is to restructure, refinance. The new stuff that's coming to be. It's got some hoops.
Interesting.
I never send you any of those.
Uh,
I feel like that's all I send you.
Well,
But that's all I have.
that's what we're, I mean, it is, there is a, in our industry right now, when we talk about, you know, the quality of borrower or the situation that borrowers are in. It's not just the borrower quality, but the whole loan sometimes has a story. And the stories can get pretty crazy. So, but the cool thing is we have, I mean, I got a one on Friday, and the guy's only been self-employed a year and a half. Well, 2 years is standard, but we have a program for 1 year. So there's possibly a path that person. Bank statement. And add up 70% of that as divided by 12, and that's your monthly. So if somebody's got a business,
Yeah.
and 15,000 a month in
Mhm.
averaging, but we might use 10,000, all of a sudden that's income that's usable. And it's conventional loan. But yeah, certain things gotta be right. And every down payment, you know, and so it is.
Yeah.
Just had that happen last week. I just started his own business a year and a half ago. So one filed tax return in 6 or 7 months. So it reminded me a little bit of state of income days back 25 years ago. Somebody could start a business and they would be in this self-employment state of their income. Those have been gone. Summer of '07.
My wife brought up, she must have heard it somewhere about like, is it Trump or somebody wanting to do 50-year loans?
You can talk.
Good, do it. I was just thinking, I was like, well, how's that work? I was like, I don't see why the banks would complain if they had the front end stuff done. You're gonna pay more interest over time.
Well, for sure. And it doesn't do, which would be impact you guys. It doesn't help us with equity.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
They kill your equity.
You're gonna pay no interest.
So even if it's an option, it's not something I would recommend.
The interesting.
Yeah,
thing is, talk over,
I know.
Jake asked me
We
about
can
it.
go
I hadn't
somewhere.
heard about it, and then literally, I'm watching Fox News and
Fox.
Trump said that, and I'm like, oh, so I feel like diving in it. I don't know if they would do. it.
I know, I'm like, are we giving
In
them
the
a try?
Midwest.
Yeah.
Well,
We
no,
don't.
you don't.
Right.
I still don't.
Well, you can,
There's no chance anybody's.
so much prettier now. These
Person
are
come
not
out
gonna
here,
be-
just kind of go buy a house, what's
But,
there?
it
On
is
the West
really
Coast.
pretty.
Or, you know, some of these areas where the prices are stupid, it's not.
It's
Up
worth
on the
it.
East Coast.
Yeah, I did
West
that,
Coast,
but I
it's
just
too
wanted
expensive.
1 minute.
That's why you
By-
start to see these homeless pop up. These
Yeah.
options, you know, 25 years ago, were
Lacey was telling me
fixed
about
rate,
the sun's
you know,
so-
2 years at 6, and then it goes to
And
13.
say,
Well, you
let
better
your
figure
friends
something out.
get
That's 6
burned.
years.
I've got a couple arms from country club that I'm like,
They're-
I might be getting in a hurt. It might be hurting me here pretty soon.
Now, because they should be dropping as.
Anyway,
I can't read, I can't sign them early though, right?
Well, you can't, but right now, rates are dropping, so.
So I could look somewhere else.
So take advantage of the finding.
So I-
Okay.
Not on. If you're on a fixed on, fixed for 5 years type of.
Yeah,
Then you're not, it's not impacting you at all.
that's how mine is. Mine's fixed. All right. I don't have a Tim voice, so I can't. Yeah, there we go. All right. Look at me, it's like my worst nightmare. I hate being the center of attention. All right, we'll get kicked off here, guys, if you guys are okay with it. It'll probably be a shorter meeting, just because a lot of people are gone, but I do have stuff to go over and we'll make it what you guys have of it. We'll turn it into a little mastermind if we need to. But how's everybody doing?
Good.
So should I kick it off with what is it? I'm sure it's on here. Tell me something good. All right. What do we got that's good, Josh?
I got a client that was a stranger from social media, loves my stuff. I'm the best.
Rookie.
He's so funny and so handsome. They didn't say that, but it was
His wife.
from social media that called. We're gonna close in 2 weeks and help her buy and sell. And I'm meeting with her mom tomorrow. Well, she was out looking at new D.R. Horton homes. Her mom came out with her. She's like, oh, well, now I want to buy one of those. And I'm meeting with her mom tomorrow to talk about selling D.R. Horton.
Good.
Potentially buying another D.R. Horton.
So social lead that leading to 4 transactions?
Stranger from social media.
Yeah, man. Wow. Well done. All that stuff's paid off. Yeah, good job. All right, what else? What else you guys got? Steve, I heard one.
Yeah, I finally got an offer on my Kansas City home.
Yeah, I've been hearing about that for a while.
Next Kansas City home.
Sheesh. Yeah. What else we got?
Deer season this weekend.
I'll be out. And it's not 10 degrees. It's supposed to warm up this weekend, so it's,
It's gonna be like 70 or 90.
yeah, I mean, that might still be terrible, but that'd be good. What else we got going on? Tell me something good. Anybody? I do. Ryan, Sandy, who else do we have that are veterans in here? Tony. Oh, great, we have several. Thank you, guys. What's that? It counts. It counts. So, yes. Thanks, Alex. Thank you.
Oh, did the government get open back up?
I guess that's good news, right? Government's back open.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, it's opening.
2-year mortgages.
We'll talk about that. All right, anything else you guys got?
My USDA can now close once they get.
Because it's open? Yeah, that's really good.
I'll address that up here when I talk to them.
Well, it is vendor time, so we'll talk about that. Cofault's not here. They're shut down today, Veterans Day, obviously. Fairway, might as well head it up, Todd.
All right,
Teach
so,
us.
Sandy brought up USDA. So, one of the first things out of the chute when the government shuts down is USDA closes. And I'm sure they have a certain amount of employees that stay on. But from a lender standpoint and the support that we need from USDA, called the conditional commitment letter, the lender based on USDA, they do the loan, they get it completely approved and all conditions met. Then we send it to the USDA for them to bless it. Thank you. And we send it to them for them to bless it. And then they usually take so many days. And we can get online and we can look at the length of time that it takes for that conditional commitment to be issued. And usually it's around 1 to 2 business days. Well, obviously with the government shutdown of 40 some days, lenders are just slamming them in there and they're in a stack. So I'm pretty sure the last big government shutdown was 7, 8, 9 years ago. It was around 30 days. And we got 30 days behind on USDA conditional commitments because they're not, it's the government. They're not going to come in and do what you and I would do, which is make it up. You know, a 30-day backlog, we would make that up in 10 because we would just bust our you-know-whats and get it done. That isn't how this is going to roll. So chances are, I've even spoken to some agents that have been impacted that have asked the client to change loan programs. And because their program wasn't available, which makes sense, right? If it's your seller, you want to say, hey, we're under contract till Halloween. How do we do this? And so I've had that fallout several times with other people. I didn't have anything in there myself personally, but as a company, we obviously have a bunch. So anyway, it still could be a pretty sizable weight. And right now of the government shutdown, you know, it looks like things are coming back on, but it's almost like you turn on this lever and you got to turn this lever on and this lever. The big thing is, you know, the air traffic controllers and things like that gets the travel back into America and gets those delays removed. One thing that Jake brought up this week, he asked me about the 50-year mortgage and I hadn't heard about it yet. And then literally we're talking about it and it starts to hit my phone, you know, all the things that listen to you. And so,
Sorry.
I know. And then the TV shoots out an article on it or a news article. And so, you know, if you do the math, a 50-year mortgage, we did this in California 20 years ago with 40-year mortgages because California was too expensive. Okay. A 50-year mortgage in the whole scheme of things, on a $400,000 loan, for every $100,000, it's only $70 less. So on a $400,000 loan, it's about $280 cheaper. And in that whole scheme of things, as a loan officer, I would try to figure out how to reduce your debt by $280 before I would put you there because you will pay almost zero principal on that mortgage. You know, like you sell a house, Alex, and 3 years from now, they borrowed $250. 3 years from now, they owe $239, right? $241, something like that, because they just don't pay a lot of principal. On a 50-year note, they'll owe $248. You know what I mean? So there's just very little principal reduction, if none at all, virtually none on a 50. As a loan officer, I would probably do what I could to try to figure out how to improve their situation before I would probably put them on that. That's me personally. Plus, we're in Missouri and in the Midwest, we don't have a lot of this price spiking. And so what prompted the 40-year mortgages in the early 2000s was it was just not affordable. California wasn't affordable. And so they come out with a gimmicky program on 40 years. And think about that. That's not going to reduce the payment hardly at all. So, but it's just, you know, maybe 70, maybe $80. People are just like, oh, I saved $100 or whatever. Probably not worth it. Any questions for me? Yes, sir.
So is the 50-year actually happening? Is that?
No, it's, I think it's a proposal out there. Fannie and Freddie, the mortgage industry would have to get investors that would want to purchase it and things like that. I think we're a ways away, but floating the idea of it really just, I think it's headlines. It takes away some of the government shutdown headlines that were just killing us every day, right? Well, I wouldn't, yes, you could call it that if you want to. I think he's sincere. I think Trump's sincere about it. He's just like, hey, we need to do something. He's got to push the housing market. You know, think how much our economy moves when you guys sell houses. A lot.
Because every piece of it, like Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, Target, all these companies that support your house, when you buy a new house, what's the first thing you do? You start going and shopping. The appliances and all those things that the durable goods that you add to it, it moves the economy. So housing is massive for all that. Right? Do what? Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah, John.
Just gonna ask, since you've done much for vendors.
Yeah.
Touch on Fannie credit score changes?
No,
Or is that
well,
really-
we don't have anything out yet, but you know, what I hear things all the time that I never speak of because they don't ever come to be.
Mm.
And so we've been talking about for 5 years, at least 5 years, they've been talking about taking all medical debt off of your credit scoring models, which would help 1 million people with, you know, I've had clients have a $17 medical collection and their credit score fell 100 points. That has nothing to do with the integrity of the credit. That's just probably our stupid billing system for medical, right? So they're not good. They're not perfect. But anyway, that's been around. So there's just so many. Right now, Fannie and Freddie going down to like even FHA will go down to 580, even some cases 550. The problem is these guidelines are set by the entities like FHA, VA, and Fannie Mae for conventional. But if the lender won't buy the loan, then and service it, then there's no market for it. So FHA has a model that'll go down to 550. Well, there's no lender in the world that'll take that loan on because it puts them at risk. They don't, because there's not enough down payment to offset that risk, if that makes sense to the lender. You're putting 3.5% down, right? So anyway, 50-year mortgage, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I think instead what Trump's going to do is he's going to put pressure on Powell, continuous pressure on Powell to resign and get out of the chairman of the Federal Reserve. And then he'll replace him with somebody who's going to want to be push rates down. And every time he has a voting member that comes up, if he can put somebody in there that thinks like him, that wants to lower rates, because he knows that lower rates means that you and I can go borrow money. We can go borrow money cheaper, period. Car loan rates go down, home equity line rates go down. Everything that we go and buy drops. And so it might stimulate you to buy a washer and dryer for your house. It might stimulate you to do things that propels and moves the economy. So we'll see that. It was, you know, the other thing is that as the government was shut down, there was no data. I remember you saying that there's just no data. So the entities that produce that data are going to come back online, and we'll see how the Federal Reserve does with the December Fed meeting, whether or not they will cut Fed funds rates again with little to no data, because they're kind of guessing. So we'll see if the data is available for that December meeting, and it certainly could be because that's about 40 days out. So we do expect a quarter point, but Powell said that, hey, if there's no data, then Wall Street might think that they're not gonna lower. So that would be discouraging. But we'll get several more drops in 2026 as well, which will, you know, hopefully get our mortgage rates with a strong 5 handle at the beginning consistently. And I think that changes the mindset a little bit. So very good. Thank you. Next, Tom.
Jordan, you want to come up or Ron? That's one. Killer to who? There you go.
So you'll kind of have to excuse my voice a little bit. I lost it a couple days ago, so I'm kind of recovering from that. But me and my dad do what?
So the Chiefs didn't even play this week. Boys.
Me and my dad, we personally know some people that have went through treatment for breast cancer. So what we've done is we have partnered with the National Breast Cancer Foundation. So what that is every inspection that we do, a percentage of that money that we make from that is going to go to that foundation. So we're excited about that, but I did just want to let you guys know. I don't know if you guys know anyone. I'm sure some of you probably know. It's pretty popular thing that, you know, people go through a lot of that. So, but just want to let you know. So,
Jordan, I have a question.
Yeah.
What are a couple of the things that you do just outside of the standard home inspection?
So are you talking like added on services and
Yeah.
stuff? So added on services, we do all kinds of stuff. So we'll do chimney, termite inspections, sewer scope, asbestos testing as well, air quality, which is, we have little aerosols that we'll do, and we'll take about 4 samples of the house in each different room. We'll do a base sample outside as well. And that'll tell you if there's any mold in the home, what type of mold it is, the amount of mold. But we also do a tape lift test on that. So if your client or you guys see actual mold on a wall, it's a little glass slide with a little piece of tape on it. We'll take that as well, send it off to the lab, and they'll tell us exactly what that is as well. Trying to think what else we do. I think that's the main ones that we do.
Scope you did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, sewer scope, so.
Thank you.
Yep.
I think sometimes knowing that helps just to see what kind of extra stuff we can do. Apex is gone. Nobody's here for that. I think they're down south as well. State Farm Royal. She said she was out. Ryan, you're up, bud.
Thanks. Well, I didn't really have anything till Josh pointed out that he's getting clients from social media. And I just wanted to share, I had a client I was doing a video with, and they wanted to learn how to do some basic video walkthroughs with their phone to make it look better because they preview a lot of homes, they go to open houses. And I let them kind of look over my shoulder and explain my process to them. And they're going to try to do that because they can't hire me for just walking through a house or previewing a home. So I'm an open book. If you are planning on making more content next year and you see something you like, you can shoot it to me on social media. I'll try to explain to you how I would create it. If I don't know, I'll tell you, but I'll try to figure it out. But I'm just here as a resource because if you get more clients, more listings, hopefully use me for photos and we all win. So that's all I got.
Go ahead.
Full minute warning.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Yes.
Veteran.
Yeah.
Thank you for your
Yeah.
Well, just a veteran service.
That's right.
Means you're smart.
Anyway, with twins and a third grade children.
Yeah.
So.
Busy.
Very busy. Question, when you do, your photography, do you have the floor plans that you can provide? And then what level of floor plans do you have? Can you like break down what services you do for our group?
Yeah, so my cheapest package doesn't come with the floor plan. It's 8 to 12 photos, $125. But any package above that, like my most popular is $150, and you get 15 to 20 photos of 2D floor plan. And I can do the fancier ones if you want it. Most people just do the free one just because it's free. And then it comes with the marketing kit too, which has like pre-made templates of like slideshow reels and stuff like that. If you don't get a video, obviously a video is a full video, but the basic picture package comes with social media content that you can use. And yeah, floor plans.
On your
Yes.
social media content, because you created it, there's no way for us to take out certain pictures in that, is there? It's just as you do it.
Are you talking about like if you order a video?
No, you said that with that package, you get a reel.
Yeah, it comes with a bunch of pre-made templates that you can use, and you can upload your branding into the
but we can't
website.
alter the template.
No, they're pre-made, I mean, you can take, I don't mind. So some photographers are weird about their copyright stuff. And if you want to take the pictures and put them in Canva and kind of make your own, or just upload that to Canva and just put the picture you want over that picture, I'm not gonna throw a fuss about it. I want you to sell the home. That's the goal.
But on the reel, you're able to switch up pictures, right? And you're,
I'll have to check. You should be able to on some. Have you been able to do that?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, you should be able to select. There's gonna be like pre-made ones that are just like with graphics on it, and then some of the reels you can. So it depends on which one.
You do like the whole aerial videos and then interior videos and like all, maybe next week, like have what Ryan does.
Yeah, and they've been asking me to do a class on some different stuff, but I want to kind of narrow down with people what they want to learn. But yeah, I do aerial photography, videography. I don't do the drone fly-throughs with like the miniature drone. I do all the interior handheld with camera and gimbal. So, yes.
So for land,
Mhm,
acreage,
mhm.
what do you use for that? Do you use a drone?
Drone for acreage is kind of the only way to get a really, the aerial view of. I'll do some pictures on the ground if there's kind of a high point for maybe some detail shots and stuff like that. If you have a trail cam, if you have land and it has deer on it, I'd throw that out as early as you can to get deer shots. People love that if you got land. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of drone.
Outline.
Yeah, I can do the property line. It's a guesstimate because I don't have like a survey. But yeah, usually you can kind of tell the property line. I'll work with the agent. I'll send it. They're like, hey, it's a little off. they'll kind of draw on their phone to show where it should be. I had one guy down here, Peculiar. It was lot lines for, he's developing a neighborhood, and I made him too short. He's like, they go past the trees, the lot did. So he just like drew on his phone. You know how you can do that when you're editing a photo. And then he sent that to me, and then I fixed it to make it look better.
Yeah.
So I don't mind doing touches like that, simple edits, because it needs to be as accurate as possible, but not legally binding.
Right.
So. Any other questions?
Thanks.
That's it?
Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, that's good. And 210 home warranty, I think they're not here, but I think we have a lunch and learn scheduled for them. Oh, go ahead, Ron.
I want to apologize to Jordan and the fire up my phone call, but I did want to just remind everybody that with the cold weather, we're not just going to be house with the cold weather.
Yeah, get the cold weather addendum. Appreciate that. Yeah, thanks. Remove your hoses if you haven't. Tell your clients to.
Can you explain that cold weather addendum and what it does?
I'm trying to remember. I think it basically just says, it just recognizes the fact that the last time it worked, you say, we used it roughly at this time, last time, and it worked. And we're attesting that it worked at that time, but we can't
Let's
test
say
it now.
Spring comes up and it doesn't work. What happens there if you have that cold weather addendum?
How's that? Do you know how that works? Well, I wish the home warranty guy was here. So I think that's more of a home warranty question, but
Yeah, with my,
the AC specifically.
yeah, my people buy it and they're like, well, what happens if it doesn't work?
I think the I don't quote me on this, but I think the home warranty would still cover it if you attested that it did work beforehand.
But if we don't have a home, gee.
Right, then
I would think
I
it
don't know.
covers you. If not, they could buy it in June, it's working fine, and 1 month after you buy it, move in, it goes to crap. Well, that's not the seller's fault.
Yeah, it can happen the day after too, by the way, even if that's it, so.
do you have something else, Ron? Okay.
I think it makes it aware, everyone aware that it was not tested. So I
Yep.
don't think there's any comeback to the sellers, because they said the last time they used it, it was working. It was
Right.
working. Yeah.
So.
Answered everything.
Good questions. Thanks. All right. Again, take the time to thank a veteran if you haven't. Appreciate you guys that are. So, we can do this. Anybody have buyers listings, open houses that you want to make aware of? Who's doing open houses right now? It's a good time to. If do any active ones that you're ready, you want to advertise? Okay. Any other things you guys want to advertise, listings or buyers? Go ahead, Josh.
You know, gonna probably make these official tomorrow, but just put it on the radar. It's, in Shadowwood, built 7 years ago. It's a big old ranch, or reverse 1.5. Whatever. I don't know what the difference between a reverse 1.5 and a ranch is. Finished basement? I don't know. Anyway, big finished basement. I think it's a 4.3. Built 7 years ago. They've done a ton of upgrades. Took out a lot of the builder stuff, put in new hardwoods and all that good stuff. That'll be coming in the next month or two. But if that's something, probably mid-4s, 430 to 450.
Okay.
It's really solid place.
Trish.
I have one coming on Thursday. Is that the 13th? The 13th?
Yeah.
At 816 Blue Grandma Court in Raymore. It is a ranch, fully finished basement, 4.3, built in 2022. Listed at 506,900.
Okay.
Open house on Saturday.
This Saturday, and you'll be there. Nice.
It's a lot like that.
Oh, okay.
So hers is hopefully a little nicer.
Nice.
Hopefully sold before yours.
Yeah, right.
Anybody else? Who else we got?
Got one in Raytown, went live the other day. 3-bed, 2.5. Very nice house, 310, for Willow Way in Raytown.
Okay, that's great. I've got one actually in Grandview. That's a fantastic house, fully remodeled, brand new windows, brand new IKEA kitchen, everything you can imagine. What's that? It's on Lowell. It's at 325, but I think we're about to do a price adjustment probably today. Fantastic house, brand new concrete patio in the back. It's really sharp. The only downside is it's a 1-car garage, but everything's rehabbed on that house. It's really sharp. So if you know anybody in the just over 300 range, that's a really sharp 4-bed, 3-bath house. So anything else? Buyers? Steve?
Anything you think Meadowwood that has the, yard maintenance taken care of, please let me know. You're coming out of her price range,
Yeah.
is what she told me. I've sent that to her.
Peculiar is too far.
2.6 whole miles is too far.
Independent.
So people that are too far. I can't even get over from 150, so, yeah. Just let me know those two neighborhoods specifically is where she wants to be. Very particular.
That's good.
Well, Meadowwood.
Oh, I have not.
What is
Got Shelby.
Next spring, if anybody has maintenance provided community in Raymore, Peculiar, or Belton, 55 and older, with a 3-car garage.
Yeah.
I have clients that will be selling acreage property to move to the city, but they need a 3-car garage.
Yeah. Brookside Villas, I know that's not being provided, but it's really close. You might think about that too. Sometimes those pop up, those usually 3 bedrooms. That's a great spot because they're all ranches, 3-car garages. I put some people in there and it was cheaper to do just have them pay for lawn care than to worry about being everything maintenance provided.
I think everything.
Brookside Villas, which is a great.
Yep, and I have some friends buy a house there that has the 3-car garage. So I told her, I was like, when you're out walking, you stalk your neighbors.
So anybody got something in Brookside Villas coming up?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. They,
I do have a buyer who is, hopefully I'll put something together with Shelby, but I've got a buyer who's doing a 1031 exchange, ideally looking for multifamily fourplexes, and bigger. So if you guys want to scratch your investors a little bit to see if they're interested in selling anything, it'd be a great opportunity. Up to 2 million probably range is what we're looking at. So anything else? All right, where are we at here? Oh yeah, so we were talking about this upcoming events. What do we have? Greater Heartland Summit. The summit meeting, that's where most people are today. That's why a lot of people are gone. Tell Lonnie Amber happy anniversary. I think their 25th anniversary just came on. I think they're gone probably somewhere where there's water and ocean, I'm guessing. Phoenix. Oh, they're in Phoenix? Oh, okay. They're Airbnb. Okay. This is important. Business planning clinic. I'm going to hit on this a little bit. Who's all planning to be at the business planning clinic? Good. We'll talk a little bit about that here. And then what I thought it was on here. Yeah, 210 home warranty next Tuesday, I believe they're doing kind of just to kind of talking a little bit about that. So some of those questions that we just had a little while ago, that might be a good spot to go ahead and RSVP for that lunch and learn. I think we're good. Other events, anything out there? What are you teaching, Jake? Oh, that was earlier this month. Business plan clinic. This basically was the same. I know I saw your name. Thanksgiving, wealth. Oh yeah. So yeah, 210 home warranty. And then we do have the wealth building class next Wednesday starting at 3. I don't know if we're going to do a happy hour afterwards, but it's worth hitting on. Almost every one of those I've been to have been important. And I think most people would echo that. Business planning clinic. Again, meet me on Main. I don't know if it's too late to sign up, but they threw it on here. So I'm guessing not. So if I need to move this so you guys can take a QR code picture and RSVP, let me know, or hit me up afterwards and we'll make sure that you get signed up for that. It's 9 a.m. to 2. So it's not the full day, but it's a ways fast. What? Oh, no, do it.
There you go.
Big time. I don't know.
I removed it.
Oh, you did. Oh, thanks. So if you got it, do it. All right. I'll see anybody else. All right. 210 home warranty. We talked about that. Talked about wealth building next Wednesday. Family reunion. Early bird pricing is gone. So you save $1 because they just didn't want to call it 1,000.
The mind thing.
It's, yeah, I know. February 24th. I mean, it's not $990.
Not $1,000 people.
It's not. It's, yeah. You don't have to pay for airfare or anything. Hotels, I'm joking. Anyway, so yeah, hit that up if you guys want. Family reunion is a good event. It's a little pricey. If you figure out a way to get there though, it's as valuable as you allow it to be, I would say. Growth committee, Miss Sandy Shelby, I think you guys are going to talk with us.
So, Miss Lovely Sadie Baxton, who has a lot of experience in real estate and has obviously built a phenomenal business, does a great job at doing pop buys. And so Sandy's going to present the pop buys that she's doing or has done for the Christmas season. And I've got some printouts that I'll leave on the back table for y'all to use. It's just a couple of ideas, cute little sayings. And then also there'll be another printout that has different things that we can do to wrap up our year on a positive note. We got to be calling the tax lady, making sure we've got everything that we can have done, getting your clients, touching base with them. You could do, several more touches between now and the end of the year, and making sure where you're sitting on your goals and what you need to do planning for next year. Also on the business planning clinic, if you signed up today, make sure to reach out to Brandy to get your homework, because there is homework to do prior.
And for the lunch, I don't know, there's a lunch that day too. But anyway, so pop buys are one of the most effective strategies. And it's easy. It makes it easy. It's a lead generation strategy that you don't just call people, hey, you want to sell your house, or, just when you're coming from contribution, it seems to be easier if you're giving them something, and they're more receptive. So you can say, like for past clients, and Canva is so, like these little things I made are outdated. But you can go into Canva and make all these little things, like give to your past clients to say, thanks for helping me wrap up a great year. Kind of a cute little thing. And then Thanksgiving, any way you slice it, I'm grateful for your referrals. And these are from the dollar store. If they have dogs, you can touch on them by, if their dogs have a birthday or you just think they're cute or whatever, they have little crunch cards for them you can send out to your clients or take to them. You can bring them a little ornament. Ornaments are so cheap, and you can just drop them by their house and put them in a little cheap bag and set them there if they're not home. Just take a picture, text it to them, and say, stop by to say hi, and more than likely they're gonna say thank you, for dropping by. But anyway, you can give waters to people working on the side of the road with a sticker on it. There's so many ways to lead generate.
I have a success
Yeah.
story on Popeyes.
Yeah.
I drove cookies to Kearney for our friends' kids for Valentine's Day. And I know they're using me because we see them quarterly, because we're quarterly friends, because our kids are too busy. I closed $24,000 with them this month. And I guarantee that extra, yeah, she knew I drove 45 minutes one way to drop off cookies for Valentine's. And I'm constantly trying to be in their world. And there was a lot of other realtor friends they could have called, and they called me. So I've spoiled the crap out of them
Yeah.
because it's fun. It's so fun. And they don't expect it. And just simple things. And just the thought that you stopped what you were doing and took the time. And also I get inundated with thinking, oh my gosh, I need to pass out 50 of them. You don't have to do that. If somebody has somebody that passes away and you show up with a small flower and a card, means the world to them. So you don't have to do 50 Popeyes. Get that out of your head, because I used to think you did.
Yeah,
At once.
they kind of put out there that 10 to 15 Popeyes a month can lead to dozens of referrals. So it just keeps you top of mind, basically. So,
There we go.
that's all we do.
Job. Thanks, guys. All right, where are we going from here? Oh, I don't want my face up there. So I wanted to talk through a few things, just because I got a little bit. I want to give you guys a little bit of content that we're here for. So, few things. Obviously, the Harvest Party. How'd you guys take it? Did you guys like it? It was good. I was gone last week, so I didn't get a follow up with it last week. But the biggest thing I wanted to hit on there, I'm sure you guys have, but if you haven't already, the fortunes in the follow up. Like, we had that event. I thought it was fantastic. We had a great turnout for my business personally. But like, I think the work just starts now. So we did everything to get them there. It's like, just send them a thank you card. If you haven't done it already, even if you send it, like, it's better. I'd recommend not doing an email, but just handwrite a couple notes and thank your people. Have somebody else handwrite notes and thank your people. Do you have something, Sandy?
That relates to the amount of follow-up.
Yeah.
I had a client a year ago, and his lease was up in December, and he had to sign or not. And so he decided to go ahead and sign back up because it was too competitive. He felt like he needed to save more money. So I went ahead and put him on my calendar for October. And we are just under contract Friday on him because I kept up with him. Otherwise, I'm not sure where it would have went because he now has a girlfriend and she knows people too. So.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite things from that event was I invited all my past clients, and one of the people that ended up showing up, I talked to for like a half an hour while I was there. I didn't do a deal with since 2017. And he came to me, he's a framer. And he's like, man, I want to get out of framing. I want to start getting into some building. And he's like, I'm getting ready to list my property in the spring, I think. And he's like, you're my realtor. I was like, that was awesome. I haven't done anything with him since 2017. And so now I have a responsibility to follow up and make sure that that keeps going. But I was just so appreciative of the fact that like sometimes just doing those little things to drip on people really get people's attention and stick with people. So that was probably my favorite conversation I had at that event. What's up?
Couple things, if they didn't come, try to follow up with them and ask why they didn't come. Like one of my people that I thought was really gonna be there was sick, so, that gives me an opportunity to send a, get love card. And then asking people for their feedback on the event. So I did that last week. I called every single person that came and asked for feedback. One of my people is actually, I planned events with her years ago, so she had tons of good feedback. So I'm gonna give all that to Steph, and then that way they love telling you. And most of the time, all they do is hit all the positive stuff. Oh, we could do this, and it was so much fun. The blankets, and the s'mores, and the food, and the atmosphere. People love that event. So, and then it just opens up a whole window that you can call them. We brought them there for supper, and they came. So.
Yeah, I think that's great. Whether it's this, whether it's some people are going to do pies for Thanksgiving, whatever it is, just make sure that you're just taking the time to do the follow up, especially like open houses. We were talking about that. Not a lot of people are doing those now, but take the time to send a thank you after an open house. Like those little things make a big difference. And then I had a couple other points on here that the second one I want to hit the most, but we kind of talked a little bit about this. The market never fully sleeps. So this is the time of year that we typically talk about pro time. Lonnie said on in the past, it's fourth quarter. A lot of times people want to talk about the market slowing because we don't have that natural force of the market moving. We have interest rates that have been higher, but actually they're dipping a little bit. So in a way, it's pro time. I always look at this as an opportunity because everybody else is kind of slowing down and taking time off. I think my business tends to peak up in the fourth quarter because I think it's an opportunity. You go after people and do things that other people aren't doing. I put it on here. Right now, the market is quieting down, Fed is cautious, and agents everywhere retreating. It's an invitation for you to get in and do things that other people aren't doing. And then similar to what we kind of talked about with the follow-up, but look for life events, not market conditions. Because people move for life reasons, not interest rates. So even though when interest rates are high, like just start looking for those things, the people that are moving out, divorces, newborn babies that are a big one. Sometimes like one that I'm hearing, like I've literally heard it a lot. They're like, oh, I just kind of want to be somewhere before the end of the year. And so if we went under contract today, when are we closing? Yeah, we're right before the end of the year. So honestly, we're already into next year right now, if we're really thinking about it. And which brings me to the second point that I really wanted to hit on. Especially before business planning clinic. I know there's some homework. I haven't even looked at homework. I got to do that today. So I hope this is part of it, but if it's not, I'm going to invite you to do this as your homework for business planning clinic. Schedule your calendar now. The yearly calendar is, I've been reflecting on God Family Business a little bit now that business has been kind of established for me a little, and like I'm trying to prioritize things in that way. So what are things that might hit those categories that you need for the year that you need to put on your calendar now to make them happen? And those are things that I'm really trying to focus on. I encourage you guys. So I know Cofelt has a whole bunch of these calendars on there in the back, and I think they may have a couple of these. I don't know if there's any more of these back there, but we'll get some from Lisa if they need them. These are super handy. And I know you can do it on a Google Calendar, But do it on paper first, just because you can bring this to the business planning clinic. You can look real quickly at where things are, where you want to be. Do you want to plan a quarterly meeting to follow up? Like the things that I've been thinking about even for my business side is like, I want to start meeting with my employees at least quarterly. I can write that on my calendar now for when those things are happening. If you know you need to do a client event, put those on your calendar. If you know your family, maybe your kids are taking a spring break. I'm like, well, you guys want to be here for spring break? Do you want to take time off? If you have 6 months to think about it or plan it, chances are you're going to probably do something and have your business in a position to do so. If you need to plan your business retreat, maybe a quarterly business retreat where you're actually gauging and doing a correction course of where you need to be or what you need to do, plan that and put that on there. I've been jotting down those 3 categories. I put on a piece of paper and I've been jotting down certain things that I'm like, I have to put on the calendar. My job this week, hopefully by the end of business planning clinics, to get all that stuff on your calendar. What you got, Nanette? It doesn't exist. I knew that's what you're. If it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist. So I typically am a scattered person. I love that. Typically a scattered person, and I fly by the seat of my pants, and I do okay. I want to experiment with 2026 to see what it would look like if I can actually put things on a calendar and try to honor that. What would it look like to be able to make your days 25% more effective? And that's something else I'm trying to explore. So, and then last thing I really wanted to hit on is, and we've kind of hit it on a few things, but finish the year proud, not perfect. How many of you are where you want to be with your goals for this year, frankly? 2 or 3, 4 out of all of us. So how many are where you want to be right now for your goals for the year? Knowing that the year's about done. Yeah. And so you guys can beat yourselves up or you can finish proud. My suggestion would be to finish proud. Done is better than perfect. So those little calls, I like that you just said, like if you're thinking of somebody or you think you should be doing something or you need to make a call or you drive by a house, just call that person, reach out, do something. I got some points actually. But not every call has to be magic and not every call has to be business. But it's like, that was kind of where I was at. It's like, make your care calls, even if it's just like, it's holidays. It's a good time. Follow-up calls are great for that, to thank you for that. Thanksgiving's a good time to legitimately just say thank you for being a part of my life. And I want to be better at being a part of yours. And that's all you have to say. And a lot of times that's going to go a long ways. What'd you have, Josh?
I was just gonna say, while I was out putting flyers on doors a few weeks ago, in one of my buddy's neighborhoods. And we're in a group chat, so we talk to each other, every week. But I can't remember the last time I talked to him on the phone. And he called me because he saw me walking through his neighborhood. Talked for 45 minutes. It was awesome. Not real estate stuff. I mean, he just bought last year, so he's not moving, right? But so we talked a little about value at his house. But it was did a lot for me. And it was cool because I didn't feel like I connected with him in a long time. So it was 45 minutes. I was driving, just talking the whole time. It was awesome.
My sister-in-law, my wife and her are like planning Thanksgiving and they were calling back and forth. And I was like, Debbie, did you actually ever ask what she wants to do? And I'm not trying to throw my wife under the bus on that, but then I was like, you should call her and see what, and then I was like, no, I should call her. Cause I was thinking right then. So I was driving home and I was like, I got 5 minutes. I'm going to call it. So I called my sister-in-law and I just said, hey, I just wanted to let you know, like we had a conversation the other day. I just want to know what you want to do for Thanksgiving. And she's like, oh, nobody ever asked me what I want. And so she really took it a really positive way and it led to a really good conversation. It was 5 or 6 minutes long. It wasn't, but it made me feel better. I think it made her feel better. And business or not, again, most all of you have probably heard that being a good business person will make you a better friend or family member if you do things well. And so not every day needs to be a home run, but let's get on base. Getting on base is what wins championships. And so like we don't have to hit a home run every day, but it's like, let's do something, commit to doing something that can get us one step further ahead and moving that way. Done is better than perfect. That's big for me. If you can't do it, have somebody else do it. And if it's got a mistake, apologize for it later, but it got done. And that goes a long way, especially towards your motivation for going into next year. Just do a few things at the end of this year that'll make you proud of the end of this year. And I think it'll encourage you moving into next year. And then the last thing I said, so this is a real question. What are you guys thinking about right now that needs to be done to get to the next level? Whether that's personal life, home life, spiritual life, whatever that looks like, to start pushing the boulder, moving you past anxiety. So whatever that is, ponder that for 10 seconds, really. Like, what is it that you need to do? And if it's something, what I would encourage you to do right now is write it down or get out your phone literally and put it on your calendar right now, put it on your calendar when you're going to address that. If you're not going to do it right now when we're done with the meeting, put it on your calendar when you're going to address it, and just commit to doing it right now. Like today, commit to putting on your calendar today. That's all I have for you. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bill? Yeah, Bill. Have a great week.
It was just like